So what's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know it's been a long time, guys. It's been a really long time. Sorry for the messy setup. I'm trying to test some few things about this camera. I'm shooting with a Fuji X-H1, another loaner from Fuji South Africa. I'm really grateful for the relationship that I have created with them, and really happy that they've loaned me another camera to test and to review. As much as this camera is pretty old, I think it came out in 2019, if not 2018. But it's an amazing camera, but it's very photo-centric, to be honest. All the future features there are for photography. They have good video features, but mostly it's really photo-centric. The shooting speed and even the layout of the buttons and everything just makes it very photocentric as a camera, but an amazing camera nonetheless. Unfortunately, the unit that I got I couldn't shoot on it in studio because the hot shoe doesn't really work properly, so I couldn't test for example the flash out to work with it on the flash and stuff like that. But nevertheless, an amazing camera for the price. Now I think you can get this camera for a good penny. I think 14,000 rand or so, 14,000 without the lens, and I think 21 or so with the lens. Still a great camera because it's 24 megapixel. It's not the 26 that they are using right now. So after this camera, I'm gonna get a Fuji X-E4. So I'll do a review about it as well, and I'll get it very soon. A few things maybe I like about the camera is obviously shooting speed. As I say, it's a pretty fast camera. It has 2 card slots. The video capability is really good. I can see there is also eye autofocus. No, there is face autofocus, and the autofocus is pretty good on the video. It sticks pretty good. As you can see for yourself, it's really not bad. The f-log on Fuji cameras are some of the best in terms of grading. There I'm shooting on auto. I can't see properly because I don't have a monitor with me, so I'm shooting. My ISO is on auto, and the dynamic is pretty good, and the color fidelity is also really good. One of the reasons why I have so many things in my background is just to be able to actually see how the color responds when I will color grade this, how it will respond and how I can grade it. I'm using the trusted Fuji lens, the 20, which lens is this again? The 18 to 55 f2.8 to f4. It's an amazing camera. It's an amazing lens. I always say this is one of the best lens for a kit lens. Yeah, there is a good contender of this lens that came out, and it's even really banker. I think what is that company? Tamron. The Tamron lens that came out. I think it's the 18 to 130 f2 to f2.8. A crazy lens. I wish I can get my hands onto the lens, but I don't have a Sony system to test it out too. But as you guys know, I've been on this Fuji journey for quite some time. They're doing amazing cameras. So these are some of the sample camera photos that I took. I wanted to test. I really wanted to test the dynamic range because I didn't really have the chance to test the dynamic range on the Fuji that I had before. And what I've noticed, for example, for the JPEG, I shot some of the JPEG back in DLC. By ISO 4000, it's not really that great. So I wouldn't really advise people to shoot on this camera, especially for this body and this age, to shoot above 16,000 or so. If the RAW, I haven't tested the RAW yet, I will check it out, but I'll show you. I'll put it in the video, but I think the RAW might do a little bit better in terms of dynamic range. But I know that with the new X processor, X-Trend processor, they really improved the dynamic range, even the noise reduction. You can see a lot of noise reduction, especially on the files for this one and JPEG. 4000 ISO, they look a little bit mushy and not really that great, but the file sizes, especially for the RAW, they're very big. I think I've never seen file that big. It's 63 megabytes for 24 megapixel photo. I mean, there's just that much details. So that's pretty much it for this camera. I can't really do a review on a camera this old and say bad thing about it. I think it's still, to be honest, you can still use this camera in 2022, as old as it is. You get amazing 4K, 200 megabit per second for writing in terms of video. I think a lot of cameras don't even get to that writing speed. To be honest, I'm writing at 200 megabits on my SD, and As you can see, the details are just bonkers. The details are awesome here. You can, if I zoom in even on this, if I zoom in, let me just see the detail here. I'm gonna try to zoom in here on the video when I edit it. It's amazing. I mean, there is not much that can really compare to this camera, to this Fuji's camera in terms of writing speed. I think they give you everything. That's the good thing about Fuji's. They don't try to keep a few things here and there. They give you everything. I wish it had 10 bits. That I need to check. 10 bits video recording. The X-T3 and the X-T4 I know have them, but I don't think the X-H1 has it, because this is, as I said, photocentric camera. There is no flip out screen, and that's also one thing that you can consider. But there is the awesome Fuji dial that everybody ravage about. You know, there's a retro look. Unfortunately, I have the all black version. I wish I had like the two-tone one, that's silver and black. Those are some of the ones that really give you like some of the best beautiful looking cameras. But in terms of, obviously, the inside that are most important, it gives you the same amazing quality of photos. You have the 18 simulation here. I don't think you have the 19 one or the two new one that they added on the latest camera that they had. So you still have some of the older simulation. Older simulation, not the newest one, the two new one. Not much difference, because you can still get those simulation, do your edit or anything like that. But the file handling is really good. What I've also appreciated with the Fuji X-H1 that I review, X-H10 that I review before, X-S10, sorry, that I reviewed before, is that the file handling on Premiere, because I use Premiere, are really, really much better than, let's say, with my Canon. Not to bash Canon, but Canon file has always been very problematic when you edit, and I think a lot of people will say that. But these files, they just grade so well. I use the Alexa a lot to get it to a Rec 709 format, and then after that, just beautiful, to be honest. This F-Log is just amazing. The color that comes out of this is just really, really good. It's an amazing little camera. I mean, it's compact for its size. It's not really bulky. It's true you can add a camera grip there. It will add on to, but it fits very well onto my hands in terms of size compared to the XS10 that I was using. This one fits a little bit better into my hands. You can feel the everything that has been done into the camera is really, really to make it professional. I know the XE10 is a little bit more of a smaller camera, but it also packs some punch for the size. I will get it tomorrow. So today is what? Today is the 27th. I hope I'll be able to post this video during the week. But an amazing little camera, to be honest. It's really, really, really nice, and it's really, really good for photos. I haven't had a chance to shoot portrait in the studio with it. As I said, I shot some sample photos you can see here, and they grade pretty well. As I said, Fuji size are really good to handle. Dynamic range is really good. I also shot some landscape or architectural stuff, you can say. So it's really amazing in terms of that. But yeah, no flip out screen. That's some of the downside to it. It's very photocentric. A lot of buttons that can be customized for pretty much everything. I haven't been able to customize all of them because, yeah, it's just quite a lot of buttons. And I didn't want to go through all of it, to be honest, as well. The menu system, Fuji menu system, is one thing that I think I can say need a little bit of work on. It's not too bad. You can find everything into the Q menu, but if you really want to customize it, but the menu itself is just cumbersome, to be honest. It's just so many things. I think nowadays, if you want to shoot, if you want a camera, it's just to pick it up and shoot straight away. So that's one thing maybe that Fuji has to work on. And maybe, I don't know if in the future update they will change the way the menu is presented to make it a little bit more intuitive or a little bit more streamlined. It's true that if you know what to do with a camera, you easily can pick any camera and shoot. You know what the shutter speed, you know the main three things you need: ISO, shutter speed, and aperture. Those are the three things that whether you're shooting video or photos, those are the three things that you use all the time. If you can access all those three things, very, very good. And especially an advantage with this one is that you have dials that tell you everything by your ISO, your shutter speed, as well as you have your aperture ring that controls on your lens. And most of Fuji's, they are all on the lenses, so it makes it pretty easy to change your aperture right there and about. Those are some of the things that I really, but the most important thing, as I say, it's what does the camera do. And would I recommend someone to buy this camera in 2022? I think yes. I think if you have, if you wanna get that step up, because it's a pretty decent professional camera. To be honest, this is a professional camera. Be it's 24 megapixel, and the new ones are 26 megapixel. But yeah, what is 26 megapixel to 24 megapixel? Maybe just how many percent? 8% image size that you are looking for, or even less. You can obviously overlook that, and most of the media that are consumed now are for Instagram, and you're not doing big print with this Fuji camera. If you want to print big, you're probably gonna shoot with a GFX camera. Nevertheless, it's a very amazing camera. A lot of dials, a lot of control. That's one thing that's very important, and I found really nice. And it doesn't overheat as well. It doesn't overheat. Yeah, some people's camera do overheat. So I'm gonna be grading this video, and that's the most important thing I wanna see, especially the color, because Fuji's color, for the price, you get some of the best color in terms of video. To be honest, you get some amazing color in terms of video. Be it I'm in a controlled environment where the lighting and everything is controlled, but it's amazing. I don't know which ISO I'm shooting at right now. I'll try to do some tests just to check which ISO the camera can start, complaining and stuff. But I'm shooting on f-log, so the base ISO for f-log on this one is 800 compared to 640 on the other one, unless I'm not able to find how to change that ISO. But yeah, this is pretty much my thoughts on this camera. I don't know if I call it really a review, but this is my thought on this camera. It's an amazing little piece of gear. I am very grateful that I'm able to get these cameras so easily or so often for a review. So I will let you guys know as soon as I have more updates. For example, on the X-H1, you can follow me on Instagram. I'll be posting stories and stuff like that, and I will keep you guys connected. Please subscribe to the channel. Let's hit 200 subscribers this year, and see incremental progress. Still finding the hang of this YouTube thing. Peace out and bye.